Does the Flat Earth Society run the world? We need things to conform to us rather than us conforming to them. And for no apparent reason at all, for ever and ever. It's a beautiful sunny day in New England. So that's nice, because a lot of times in New England, particularly, you don't get such a nice sunny day. You get maybe partly cloudy, partly sunny. Sometimes they say partly sunny, sometimes they say partly cloudy. You know, I have no idea how they choose that. Maybe they're just like, hey, let's fuck with them today. We're gonna say partly cloudy when it's really partly sunny. This is really a great album. Do they make shoes out of rocks? That would not be a great material to make shoes out of. But I bet you, the first shoes were made out of rocks, right? And the guy's like, fuck this. What else we got here? I don't know. We got sticks? Okay, well, let's try sticks. Okay. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, what about, what about this stuff that falls off the sticks? Yeah, it's bark? Yeah. Why don't you just come on over here and put it over here on my feet? We'll have barking on my feet. And that's how that term came about anyway. So, they're like, yeah, that's a little better. But rocks was the first shoes. Thank you. Good day. You can't go back, though. You can't, like, change it. We can't change the fact that everything's going to be AI created, or look like it's AI created. Ooh, there's a good market for you. The market for the AI that looks like it's not AI, but it's AI created art that doesn't look like it's AI created. And your Bitcoin and your Pokemon. I'm sorry, the Pokemon cards. I pronounce it like an 8-year-old would, because that's what it is. No offense, but like, come on. Could you know, I don't know, dude. Like, don't collect fucking cards for kids. It's a little weird, you know. People are gonna start talking like, what's Gerald doing in the basement over there? Oh, he's got a card collection for kids. Really? Are they for the kids, or are they for kids? Because that's a big problem. I'm not saying, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying like collecting cards is some kind of weird thing, because I collect shit. God damn it, I collect shit, and I don't collect it anymore. That's the thing about a collector, is you stop collecting once, like, you know, because, like, I've already had, like, some issues, and I know I'm going to have more issues, and God knows where those issues are, and as you get older, you're like, what the fuck, what's going to go wrong next? I don't know, I thought it was my head, but it was my heart, but then it was my tummy, and then it was my fucking head again, and now my teeth are all fucked up, you know, so it's fun. Really, as you get older, you start going, I'm not going to collect any more records. I'm going to start collecting medical records. Ah, that's so funny. That's so true. That's funny. That's so... There's, yeah, so what do you do with your shit? Right? Like, you start enjoying it. That's what you do. Because you are so overwhelmed by the fact that you have this collection. I sound like... that guy from that TV show. So, I should have my own podcast. I don't even know what that is. Like, podcast. Is it like a peas in a pod? Do I have to have two other people with me? Because I wouldn't do very well with three. Like in a pod, you know, peas in a pod, podcast. Is that why they call it that? I don't know. I think they should call half of them pondcasts. So they just fucking go fishing in the pond, cast their reels, catch a fish, and go the fuck home. Don't turn the mics on. Go to fuck home. It's okay, guys. We got this. You know, clear out. We gotta, you know, okay, guys. Have a good night. I just wanted to open up this file here. This is when I worked at a mail order place. And these are letters from 1995 to 1997. Some of them were just complaint letters that were kind of funny. Some of them were like a little bit different type of complaints and things like that. This one was a letter to Sun Ra, because the record label put out a couple of Sun Ra releases. And so this fella is writing a letter to Sun Ra, and I'll read a little bit. Many strange things have happened since I made jazz my religious devotion 23 years ago. But the story goes back to before my birth. Okay. Before I was born, someone, I assume it to have been Christ, told my fascist parents that the agent of Satan, Shiva the Destroyer, was on his way. Okay, bud. Well, thank you for writing. What can we do for you? You want a catalog, or you want to just convert me? And I don't know. So we just got many letters, and I liked some of the ones that are like, "Dear big city people," and there were some like from other countries, which was really sweet. You know, people writing letters. And I'll read some of those. This one is. Let's see where we got here. Like these letters just go on, and I want to read a couple of them because they're really interesting. And I you know, no offense to the people that wrote them. I'm not looking to, like, these people. This is a long time ago. Okay, a long time ago. Sorry, long time ago. This one's from a reverend. I'll read this one to you, Reverend. To whom it may concern, I took my daughter to On Cue, a small but good music book video outlet in a small town near this small town. I happened upon Philo So Far, CDAN 12. Felt like I'd come home, so to speak. Always had a solid place in my soul for substantial lyrics, real melodies, and honesty. When in the Army in the 60s, I collected records. Mississippi John Hurt, Richie Havens, Ian and Sylvia, Richard Burton reading The Days of Wilfred Owens, early Judy Collins, etc. You know what I'm talking about. Also read widely and indiscriminately. Still do. Don't tell the bishop. Heard Maura O'Connell on Austin City Limits some time ago and have been looking for more of her stuff. Guess I've been looking in the wrong places. Yes, you have, Reverend. I'm sorry. That's all I can really say about that, Reverend. Thank you for calling. We'll take your note into consideration, and I do thank you for having good taste in music. I don't know what happened to that fella, but he wrote a nice letter, and that's like a kind letter. But when I first started reading it, I got a little nervous. I'm like, okay, you northern heathens, from Reverend Michael. You know, like, I was like nervous. Like, fuck, what's this guy gonna say? I didn't do anything. I don't know. I didn't go down to the crossroads and, you know, I don't know. But like, unlike the mentally, they were mentally ill, but they also took the time to write. That's all I'm saying. If the mentally ill could take time to write a record company, why don't you have the time to send your mom an email? Okay, here we go. That's the theme of this video from Cookoo Clark here, where Deer Rounder Records. I saw Alison Krauss, she was on there, some nice things there. This was, oh wow, this guy got mad. I could tell he's got mad because he's like underlining shit. Oh boy, this one, geez, people used to write letters, you know, years ago. This was something to request a catalog, and it's just like this fucking list, and there's like cliff notes and fucking references and fucking bullshit like that. This guy was a little bit off his rocker. I'm not gonna lie, but like, God bless him, or whatever, bless him anyway. This person is from West Hartford, Connecticut. Oh boy, when I saw that, I'm like, oh God, okay, I don't know. But it was a nice, he's a child's clinical psychologist. This is actually a nice one. Okay. All right, so, cool. We got some good letters too. Okay, phew. I always think that it's just all bad, you know, or crazy. But this is some of the lyrics that some people sent us lyrics, you know, to like, for our consideration. The Pure, Ron Hittite's Army. Okay. The Pure Iron, the Pure Iron, okay, sir. Okay, sir, that's great. I'm sure we'll use them in a song, maybe a bluegrass song. That's peppy numbers. We could have the bluegrass, the Pure Iron Civilization from God Alone far galaxy, a god, cosmos. Okay, no, that's all right, dude. I'm with you on that one. I mean, you know. Here's another one. Oh soul, God, Aton. It's a lot of words, and a lot of them sort of make sense, but this would be good stuff for outsider music. But, you know, again, is that respectful to the memory of that person? You know, this was a person. He wrote us letters. We wrote letters back to him, actually. We were, like, encouraging him to write us letters, yes, but we were also just trying to, we're not, like, leading him on to say, hey, we like your songs, and we're going to publish them, and you're going to be, you know, multi-millionaire, but it was like that. Here's, like, the typical letter that I would get that was a little bit off. A little bit off. When you get a letter like that, you open it very slowly or very quickly. Either way, you just open it. And then you put it aside and call someone. So, I love this one, you know, dear city, big city people. I gotta find other ones here. That's the guy there. So, this was strange. This was a... I think it was the president of the Rhythm and Blues Rock and Roll Society in Connecticut, and he put these press releases out that were just fucking whacked out. You know, like, this isn't like your typical, you know, blues fan club president. I just don't know what he's talking about. He's like, will the Supreme Court wake up? You know, like, okay, well, yeah, but, like, let's not talk about it in the confines of a fucking blues fan newsletter. Anyway, it says, well, I know. America needs a fair system of mainstream blues programming today in order to diffuse racism tomorrow. Okay, well, I understand. Okay, so he had like this, it was just like, I understand where you're coming from, sir. This one's pretty cool. This is, hello. We are a couple of guys presently serving hard time at a special block inside a Swedish prison. Really? Sounds like fun. They're from the... I'm not going to pronounce those correctly. He's there, and he's like, as far as we are concerned, your company permanently release a great variety of good music, particularly on CD and tape. Therefore, we wish to ask if you possibly can offer us with some music from your production. It will really be as a gift from heaven, you know. Unfortunately, our possibilities to get in touch with these kind of items is very limited. So if there is a chance you might support us, we will be more than grateful. Yours sincerely, Mr. Hans Karrison. That's interesting, you know. So, like, something like that, I might have sent, like, a promo copy of something, you know, off to him. I don't know if I did or not. Maybe I was like, fuck this guy, he's in jail. You know, I don't know. Hopefully I was thinking, like, the 1995 Chris was like, yeah, you know, that's really cool, but, like, we should send him something. But, like, this, I don't know. So, anyway, we've got lots of letters like that here. Okay. This is a complaint letter, and I don't want to read but it's like, now he's a time traveler too? What a guy! But then I really had to wonder why, blah, 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 blah. Holy shit, it's a multiple page complaint letter. Fucking A. And then there's nice ones, you know, like Flying Fish was part of the label. The label bought that label or whatever, I don't know, whatever. And so this guy is suggesting shirt colors. Things like, hey, you should make a t-shirt out of that. That's cool. Good idea, but probably not going to happen, bud. No offense. I'm taken. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, dear sir. Okay. Alright, so this is from... Oh, okay, so we got this from Serbia. This is a beautiful one, actually. Okay, so... It is hard to live in a country where poverty and civil war are everyday scene and where people work hard for $50 whole month. It is hard when you know that whole world hate you just because you were born as Serb. Try to imagine how hard it is to get some new and fresh record of bluegrass and country music. Me and my friends have small band, but couple good instruments. Banjo, dobro, 2 mandolins, bass, 2 guitar, and you can't believe even steel guitar. We try to play good bluegrass, but almost 5 years we can't buy any new record. We find your address in some book and decide to ask you for help. Please send us your catalog. Can we get a few samples? If we collect enough money and we wish to order something, please instruct us how to pay. Please, your bank account. We impatiently wait. Alright, now I know people pull scams, and like this kind of story, this sob story, sounds like something that people would try to scam you with now, like that didn't work 15 years ago or something. But this was in 1995, and you know, I think this is a legit story. It's some of the other guys sending letters as well. You could feel that this was like their passion. So this wasn't bullshit, I thought. This is a really great example. I think I may have probably just sent that person a bluegrass sampler or something like that. We had like, you know, but it's just sad, you know. And that was the time when people could only reach out to other people through letters or through other means. But there wasn't much to... not as many ways to communicate as there is now, and we still spoke more with less than they have spoken with more. So I don't even really understand what that means. Of course, we'd also get, you know, folks didn't want to be on the mailing list. Hey, I am that person. I have been that Meg before. Maureen, or is it Maureen? Yes, that's Maureen. Like I don't know, she didn't want to be on the mailing list, she got mad. I understand, I'm there. Been there. Okay. Here's another one. Dear American friends, I am writing to you from a country whose name is Uruguay in South America. I hope you are passing great and feeling good. The music, of course, is the reason of my letter. I heard reggae music from when I was very young and cultivate a very personal relation with this consciousness music. In my country, that is, I can't read that, difficult probably, because the reggae music is relative new in this something and doesn't have a good promotion. In my trips to North America and Central America, where I visit Jamaica for the first time last year, I build my CD case. That is fucking beautiful, by the way. That is just so, like, this is for real, you know. Now I'm going to open a CD record store here in my city that, of course, I want to specialize in reggae music. I want to know if we have the possibility to start a business relation and connection. I need to know if you can send the material to my country. That, I think, is the most important point. Yes, that would be, sir. Very good. And maybe at the time it was allowed, but I'm sure that country is on a list right now because of what's going on here. But anyway, I'll get back to the letter here. From there, we can talk about the payment mode. What can I do to receipt the catalog? How much time does the order delay? Which is the maximum or minimum quantity you can send in one pack, etc. And in some future, who knows, have a right deal or to know ourselves. That's his fax number. I will be waiting for your answers. Thank you very much. With regards. That is just really cool because, you know, this was somebody inquiring about carrying some products. He was going to open a store and stuff like that. And it's just like a nice piece of writing that people don't have to do anymore, or they don't do anymore. They just hand it off and they do something else with it, or they don't, you know. This is a person who had to look up each word or had to like get broken English information from like wherever, you know, like didn't have the internet obviously back then, and maybe had access to some kind of English, but you know, Jesus Christ, you know, pouring their hearts out in these letters. Here's another one that's a little bit kooky. All right, this one is a little kooky. This is this is like fucking ransom note kind of guy. This looks like ransom note like scene right here. Okay, so he sent this. Oh boy, it's a manifesto. Holy shit, it's a fucking manifesto. I'm not gonna read it, but like I'm not gonna. Okay, November 16th, 1996. Dear Sir, Madame. Very formal. Good way to start it. I am writing to you to request that you send me a catalog of your latest media recording releases and to request that you extend my personal heartfelt consolation to your state of Massachusetts resident personally. Okay. Not sure what that's all about, sir, but thank you very much. I appreciate the artwork, and god damn it, we'll send you a catalog right away. No problem. Put that right in the mail yesterday. I'm just going to send that off. We're just going to put this, we're going to put this aside. We're going to put this aside. We're going to put this aside. We'll put this over here, sir, okay? We'll just take care of that for you right now, sir. Here's another song from Gerald. It's Almighty Crab Nebula. That's going to be a big hit. This one, here's another guy. He's talking about John Coltrane. I've employed the use of your recordings, Coltrane, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, they just go on. And the FBI probably has a list and everything else. And I have these letters, and oh. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Just that handwriting is a bit like, oh, what the fuck? Dear Rounder Records, I hope I'm not falling on deaf ears, but I'm more than willing to take the risk in suggesting, even though I'm aware that my presently Johnny Winter is on Point Blank Virgin, yes, records, that I'm also aware he's played with under numerous labels. I am aware that he is albino, and that I do not have a very low lifespan, and I'm quite sure Johnny is blah blah blah. Thank you very much, and cuckoo bananas to all. Alright, let's see what she's what. Oh, she's writing to, yeah, I was working at Flying Fish, and I'm writing in hopes that you have some advice for me on how to get anywhere in the country music business. I am currently in a special oh, that's nice. Now, see, that's a nice letter. So this is like somebody asking, like, how do I break into the business, you know? And that sounds like a sweet thing. I don't know what I responded with, or if I responded at all, but dear nice people, thank you. We try to be nice people. I tried to be a nice person, but like I didn't end up being a nice person. What the fuck is this? Tiny Tim, right. Tiny Tim was on the record label. His last record came out when I was working there. He died on stage. Came out with a Christmas record. It was a fucking creepy one. I wish I still had it. Anyway, thank you very much for sending me that wonderful package of Tiny Tim newspaper clippings and the promo posters. They're wonderful and make a nice addition to my collection. If you're so this is a fellow who had Tiny Tim, has a Tiny Tim collection, or he did back in the day. I wonder if that's still a thing. There's some more Rounder. Look at how much, you know, people wrote letters. Like, people, here's like, hey, I heard a song on a radio. You know, people could hear a song on a radio and then hear the name of the record label and then, like, look it up. How would they look it up? Or they see the address somewhere, you know, or they find it on a record, a friend's record. And then they would send a letter. They would write a letter. Dear Rounder, you know, dear record label. And I'd open these letters and it was like this heartfelt story, like, I found your music because my dad died, and his record collection and blah 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 out in the mountains there, and we had a shotgun, we had a dog, and we had a record player, and that's all we had. And you know, it was like a really cool opportunity for me to see these things. This guy, look at this letter. Okay, this would be good, like psychological. Yeah, this guy, he's got a letter here, and he's very, very precise. Okay, so he says, I wrote requesting a catalog in December, I believe, and for my efforts, I received the Rounder Roundup number 5, which was quite satisfactory until I began reading the reviews and the top favorite fun and the mailroom clerk to the guy who delivers sandwiches from the deli across the street, and it occurred to me that something important was missing, specifically any mention in the catalog other than the reviews of such artists as Joseph Spence, Snooks Eaglin, etc., who is it etc.? I don't know, who I would imagine are the constant sellers of the Rounder catalog. Actually, whether the above named artists are, in fact, the better selling artist is beside the point. As a guitarist, I am quite interested in Joseph Spence's recorded work, which unfortunately I am familiar with only by reputation at this point. This is also true for the Snooks Eaglin, Ronnie Earl, and a half dozen others, which brings us to the reason for this second letter. I would consider it a kindness if Rounder Records could see its way to send me the regular catalog. Oh, what the fuck?